grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
AP News. I'm Ed Donahue. It's one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes on record. Heavy floodwaters swept across southwestern Jamaica. Winds tore roofs off buildings, and boulders tumbled onto roads as Hurricane Melissa came ashore as a catastrophic Category 5 storm. Evan Thompson is head of the Jamaica Meteorological Office.
Flooding is expected. Landslides are expected. Storm surge is expected. And of course, those strong winds we will not be able to escape, especially if you're in the path of this system.
Landslides, fallen trees, and numerous power outages were reported as Melissa came ashore near New Hope. Jamaica's highest mountains could see gusts up to 200 miles per hour. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's ordering the army to immediately carry out powerful strikes in Gaza. And Hamas responded by saying it would delay handing over the body of a hostage, putting new pressure on the tenuous U.S.-brokered ceasefire. The order for the strikes came after an Israeli official said its forces were fired upon in southern Gaza and after Hamas handed over body parts that Israel says were the partial remains of a hostage recovered earlier in the war. Netanyahu called the return of those body parts a clear violation of the ceasefire agreement. A man accused of fatally stabbing a Catholic priest during a break-in at his home beside a church he served in a small Nebraska town pleaded guilty to murder and other charges. Sources tell the AP the Trump administration is reassigning at least half the top leadership at the Immigration and Customs Enforcement agencies around the country in a major shakeup of the agency responsible for carrying out the president's vision for mass deportations. A judge ordered a senior Border Patrol official to meet with her every evening to discuss the government's immigration crackdown in the Chicago area, an extraordinary step following weeks of street confrontations, tear gas volleys, and complaints of excessive force. This is AP News. President Trump's lawyers are asking a New York appeals court to toss out his hush money criminal conviction.
The lawyers say federal law preempts state law and there was no intent to commit a crime. The attorneys filed their written argument with the New York Supreme Court's Appellate Division, First Department, late Monday. In June, the lawyers asked a federal appeals court to move the case to federal court, where the Republican president can challenge the conviction on presidential immunity grounds. Trump was convicted in May of 2024 on 34 felony counts, alleging that he falsified business records to conceal a hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The case was brought by the Manhattan District Attorney. Julie Walker, New York.
Tonight, Game 4 of the World Series in Los Angeles. The Dodgers lead the Toronto Blue Jays 2-1. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light to you. Buy a pack here at home, win big prizes too. Gather your friends, the season is here. It's the 12 packs of Christmas from Bud Light.
The 12 weeks of cheers are on. Purchase any 12-pack of Bud Light, Budweiser, or Michelob Ultra cans now through December 19th for your chance to win a trip for two to watch your favorite NFL team live, plus weekly prizes. Details at currentcnmi.com.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. With rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise, through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything
on us. Holy cow, it is hump day at 7:42 here on Saipan, and it's a beautiful one. What's that song? Ina's Kitchen, so delicious. Yes, it is. I was there yesterday also enjoying that great lunch special, watching a little baseball action. Little did I know that Ina's Kitchen was going to be where the game started, and hours and hours later is where I was going to watch my daughter play soccer and then watch the end of the 18th inning before the Dodgers pull off the big win. 6-5, Toba Castro. I could hear the fireworks going off in Danda, and he couldn't be any happier than having that happen. What a great game for all the Pittsburgh. Oh, my God. Where are you, Brad? All those Dodgers fans out there. All right. Well, anyway, let's start talking about what's happening out here. It's 81 degrees right now at the Saipan International Airport. Humidity's at 91%. It's going to be a little bit rainy today, but mostly sunny skies. Isolated showers throughout today. High near 87. It's going to be a light breeze, 10 to 13 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at some scattered showers, mostly cloudy, low around 78, as the Cardinals and the Falcons go to Tonko Field for Game 2 of the Saipan Baseball League playoffs. That's right. It's not just the playoffs, baby. It's the championship. The Falcons dropped the contest in Game 1 on Monday, 12-6. But they're both coming back tonight at 6:30 at your favorite home for baseball. And you're going to be able to see it right here on the NMI News Service. Thanks to who? Oh, just Island Image of Motion. Oh, just NMI News Service. Oh, just Luisa Cabrera running all the computers, the cameras, all the graphics. I'll be there doing play-by-play with you again. We should have my partner in crime joining us this morning as well, or tonight as well. That'll be a lot of fun. What else do we have going on today? Well, we've got a little bit more before we get to the heavy stuff. We did get you all caught up with what's going on with the international headlines with the Associated Press. But while you're out there driving, let's get you the update on what's happening on your ride to work today. Thanks to the folks over at Transit CNMI letting you know what's happening. That's a live look at what's happening right now at Shell Dandan intersection, where there's congestion in every direction over there. It's stretching all the way back to Flores Apartments along Chalmont Senior Martinez. CMG, going up the hill, going down the hill, you're going to be waiting for a little while. And all those other people looking at this, the PROA Student Union over there, looking amazing. It's a little bit longer to get past there these days because of traffic. If you think that's bad, how about going to where the connections matter, by the intersection that matters at IT&E. Anyone trying to get to that intersection from Beach Road is going to take you just a little bit longer than you really want to. Just be patient. It's a little bit slick out there, but you know you're eventually going to get there. You just remember that today's a beautiful day. You could be living in Guam. I mean, then you'd have real traffic. It's a little bit tougher by the old AK intersection as well, but not too bad. We're going to take a real quick scan down Beach Road and everything. Looking pretty good till you get over there in Chalmpiao, where you see all those folks are trying to get their kids over to Hopwood. Every single direction is a little bit of congestion, especially along Route 32 as you're coming down from Esperdido. And when you get up by Guanto Hardware, it's going to be a little bit slow too. Scanning over by Aslito, and you're looking by the old Knapp building, and I'll tell you, it is busy there. Folks trying to get their kids to Saipan International School. Those late ones are making their way in. All right, and now, man, that traffic's backed up all the way to Maddie's Barbecue as they're trying to get to Shell Dandan. One day, can you imagine? It would be weird to see that as two lanes in each direction, but wouldn't it be nicer to get around that way? Certainly would be. Folks trying to squeeze through the back road to get their kids to San Vicente, going to have a little bit of a holdup over there by Natibu Drive. I know that May Market may be the place where you want to pick up some merienda, but where most folks go along Capitol Hill is at the Rodeo Drive of Saipan. When it comes to shopping, you've got Capitol Hill Market, Sarah Market, and Zen U Market. Right now, it looks nice and easy to get through. Going through Puerto Rico looks like a piece of cake. Where you're starting to get some congestion, though, is once you get into Garapan, and then it's, then it's Thunderdome. Everywhere from the hospital down to JG Water Salon, it is definitely a slow go. If you're planning on getting somewhere in a hurry, you might want to try to squeeze around through Beach Road, but I just think you just have to be patient to get through there. Other than that, Beach Road, Mill Road looking pretty good until you start heading north. Everyone from Coca-Cola all the way up to that Quartermaster intersection, there are a lot of cars there. all the way through. So that's going to be a slow go. But once you pass through that area, you should be fine. And you know what? You could really be fine if you didn't have to worry about traffic at all by hopping on the blue line with Transit CNMI. Transit CNMI does all the work for you. All you have to do is wait by a bus stop, hop on, and enjoy the smoothest ride of your life. That's right. They've got air conditioning. Check. Comfortable seats. Check. Clean bus. Check. Making change for you. No, you need exact change. Bring exact change. It's $2 to get you anywhere you need to go on the blue line. $1 if you're a veteran, active duty military, Monamco, a student, or you got disabilities. It's only $1. They operate from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. weekends and holidays. They are great. You know what else is even better? You can see where that bus is when you hop on their website, transit.cnmi.gov. They've got 2 buses out there serving you along the blue line. That's everywhere from Paseo all the way down to Koblerville, Totaville, you name it. They get around by the college, Jotan Dandan, Knapp, Guangdong Hardware. You got it. PIC, they got it, all of it. And there's a ton of stops along the way. You can see where they are. Right now, they've got 2 in service, 2 that are not in service. They are just waiting there. They're either, one is probably training another driver. The other one just sitting there waiting. In case anything were to happen with one of the other buses, you would not have to wait very long. You wouldn't have to wait for that bus to get all the way there from lower base. No, because it's stationed there just getting ready just in case, so they can spring to action like a superhero. They are superheroes, but for transportation. Give them a call if you want more information. 236-2682. And you know what else they've got on there? They've got free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi, so while you're on the bus getting to where you need to go, you don't even have to worry about a thing. You could just be looking at your phone, texting people, checking out our website, nminewsservice.com, or finishing up your homework assignment, cramming for that test, or who knows, maybe you're finishing that next presentation before you got to give it over there at the Hibiscus Hall today. Who knows? It could be anything. But that Wi-Fi is free and it's ready for you on the blue line from Transit CNMI. You know, they're an award-winning organization. They won the #1 small market transportation across the entire United States. Yeah, and that's our hometown. And they're only going to keep getting better. So Transit CNMI, we love you guys. You're making a big difference for us all over. All right, well, let's start getting into our topic of the day. There's a whole bunch of them, really. And we're excited because we may be having one of our legislators pop in here with another legislator from Yap State, from the Federated States of Micronesia. We're excited about that. But before we get to that, you know, the big thing that we saw yesterday, and of course, there's a lot of big topics that are happening in the CNMI right now. And, you know, one of the biggest things that everybody's waiting on is what the heck is happening with this funding for NAP. We've seen that other places around the United States and even in Guam, they've already made a plan for it and announced that plan, and they are going to fund it locally while the federal government tries to shake out this shutdown. We're still waiting to hear what's happening for the CNMI. You know, we thought that they were going to be making a move about it on Monday, but it turned out they hadn't talked about it on Monday. Then we reached out to them, asked them yesterday, and they said, hey, we don't have anything yesterday. Okay, well, today's the day. Today's the 29th. We're 2 days away, and folks are trying to figure out if they're going to be able to feed their families over the weekend, and we still don't have an answer from the administration. Hey, we love those guys, but come on. Waiting to get an answer about whether or not people are going to be able to go to the store and pick up some groceries, or if they're going to be knocking on their neighbor's door or saying, hey, can we come over to your house for a meal today? Yeah, don't worry, send the kids over. You know, don't worry about it. You know, folks are trying to deal with all that stuff, and we'll figure all this out. But in the meantime, not even having an announcement, not even be able to have a concrete plan, not even to say, hey, we are working on it. We have got nothing about all this stuff. And it's a little concerning because, you know, what does that do for regular folks? No matter how fast we try to put information out as soon as we get it, it still takes time when it comes from us and then still has to filter out through the community. Even if it gets shared, there's still folks who don't find out right away. That's why the importance on this is that even if you don't have anything, you got to say, hey, we don't have anything, but we're working on it. We don't have that. And so we're waiting on that. The other thing that's going around, the thing that, well, I'll just call it a distraction from now from all that, because this is something that we could actually do something about and see it, is this viral video that was going around yesterday about what appeared to be some legal dumping out there. And we did show the video itself, the video itself that was going around. But we also have like a slideshow of photos that we'll put on the screen right here. This is from the same person who captured that video, went out and shot these pictures. And they snapped some photos of the truck, of the trash that was left behind. And that video didn't show the actual people taking stuff out of the truck. But when we looked at some of that stuff, and like some of that stuff, that is just like fresh stuff that's over there. It doesn't take too much of a leap to say that that's what was happening. And we went over there to their, oh yeah, thanks Louisa, that's great. We went over there last night to try to find the vehicle in question, and it wasn't there. We are going back there today and talking to them. And we're going to bring you the video that we've got from them so you can hear exactly what they have to say about that whole thing. The other thing is, in fact, if you haven't seen the video, we could show you that video now. We'll put it on the big screen for you, in case you haven't seen it, because this is, this is the video that got everybody up in arms yesterday. Then we shared it on our page. You were able to see it. I mean, and you could see, like, they even got the truck, the labels on the truck, and it's like, hey, is this really them? Is that really what they're doing? Did they sell the truck? Is that someone else's truck? Maybe that's not even the company truck anymore. We'll find out. But I mean, you could definitely see what the guys are wearing. You could see the face on the guys. And maybe not the best camera work. We might not be hiring these guys to do live coverage for us. But still, even though they didn't confront those guys, at the very least, they were able to capture it. And that guy even left the other guy behind. They didn't even let him in the truck. He's like, no, keep walking. I got to get out of the way of that camera. And so then this guy, excuse me, the camera operator, who's enjoying some good music, by the way, ends up sending these photos over too. Okay, good. So we just got confirmation that we do have one of our local representatives and the rep from Yap State as well. They are coming in here in a little bit. Anyway, we're going to be continuing on this story and to find out all the way through. And you know, probably the biggest thing about it is that these folks aren't the only ones doing it. There are other people who are doing this kind of thing, because you see the dumping that's happening on the side of some of the back roads and stuff like that. And it's not even the back roads. It's like in your village, like just off to the side at different places. People dump all kinds of stuff. You know where that new road is, that Route 36? Well, behind Kingfisher, they used to have that really crummy coral road that would take you to that beach and it would end. But people used to go in there and dump all kinds of stuff. There used to be tons and tons and tons of tires, like from the tire shops, that would illegally dump over there. And so that's not just the only place. You see a lot of this in Cagman as well. And it's not calling out the villages, but the villages, you know, aren't happy about this either. It seems like anywhere there's a place that's overgrown, they use that as their own personal dumping spot instead of actually doing it responsibly. Now, we're gonna do our best to try to track these guys down, and we're at least going to be talking to the folks from the company. But I mean, when you look at this stuff, that looks like the same kind of stuff that you would find. I mean, it's consistent with somebody that's got that kind of a business. So, you know, finding that. Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. That's a great point, JJ. He's like, get caught one illegal dump at a time. And we hope that you keep trusting us with sending us this kind of stuff, because we're going to do our best to expose people who are doing that kind of stuff too. What's the old way of saying it? Put them on blast. Yeah, so we're going to continue to do that and talk to these folks, because You know, it's terrible because this, like that side road and all that stuff, is that affecting the tourists? No. You know who that's affecting? People who live here, people who are from here, people who live in those villages and go down these roads. That is not the thing that's making our island look bad for tourists. That's what's making our island bad for us, the people who live here. And what's even worse is that it's people who live here who are doing it. You know, those guys who live there, they're not tourists. They're not like people who are just hanging out at a beach, having a barbecue or something like that. That is illegal dumping. And how much is it to really dump stuff, take stuff to the dump? It's not that expensive. It is not that expensive. How much money are you really saving? Well, I'll tell you what, I hope once we track this down and get these guys that they end up having to pay so much money and, get shamed out of this at the very least, but the amount of fines that they should get for acting like this is ridiculous. It's going to be way more than it would have cost to pay. Oh yeah, but we saved for years by doing this. You want to be that guy? It's just awful. It's just awful. So thank you for trusting us, folks. Thank you for sending us this kind of info. One of the messages that I got when someone sent this, they're like, you're going to hate this and love this at the same time. They'll love it, meaning like, because I get to go after it and follow this kind of stuff. But, it's awful. I, of course, had this conversation with my wife when I was sharing this stuff last night. She's like, man, and I told her what our plan is for the day. And she's like, man, I'm like, I don't like that confrontation. I'm like, I do. I do. I'm happy to do this kind of stuff, for what's the right thing. Joy says, hey, littering law was established. The issue is no enforcement. Should be cops, if none other. Imagine, though, if those fines went to those organizations charged with enforcing. Who is it? BECQ? Is it DLNR? Is it CRM? Because that's not the coast. I don't know. But if you're fining someone $10,000 and you get to keep that $10,000, I bet the director of whatever would be like, all right, enforcement's our number one game. We're setting up cameras randomly, those motion cameras out there, like the wildlife cameras. We're going to have those out there to catch people who are doing this, because if we can get that fine, bam, right? Yeah, that's exactly it. Let the fines for that littering stuff, if there's no enforcement, let the fines go directly to that agency instead of the general fund. And boy, oh boy, would that change things. Imagine, then they could fund even more people, more enforcement officers. And then if it gets to a point where it's like OBA, that's different. But like for this, we get those guys out there patrolling for this kind of stuff. Look for those troubled areas. And these guys know where they are. Everybody knows where they are. Meaning like those areas where people do illegal dumping. And set up those wildlife cameras to capture the motion. They only go on when there's some motion. And check them out. And when you set those cameras up, by the way, you could set them up with like POVs, personally owned vehicles, instead of your department cars, so that people don't recognize, oh man, DFW comes through here all the time, or DLNR comes through here all the time. That's just crazy. Tobot says, like they say, you got to pay to play. Set those cameras up and make money back for the island. Yeah, that's it. Instead of taxing everybody who's doing things the right way, taxing them more, why not just go after the people who are doing things the wrong way? These guys, whoever those guys are in that video, they are clearly doing things the wrong way. And people are pissed. And they should be. They are absolutely pissed about this. And I completely understand. And we should be. Man, we've got a bit of a bunch of stuff to do with the show this morning. So we're going to try to fit it all in for you. We've got a weather update from Landon. Let me just message him real quick, because he's on here right now. He sent us a bunch of photos of where he's at, and he's in the motherland. Let's put it that way, at headquarters, and sending us all kinds of stuff. And we'll see if he's ready to go, and if we are, we're going to get him on to give us a weather update. But today, we have a plan of action for these guys in particular. And we're going to show it one more time. Maybe you guys recognize some of these guys. I mean, I know you can recognize the company truck. You know, maybe you can recognize these guys. We'll just give it a pause when it pops back up. There's the truck right there, right? They are just a few miles down the road from us, right? All right, cool. And, you know, they're trying to turn around. Nice empty truck. You know, I don't know, that's a little too blurry to make out who that guy is. But if that guy did work for that company, he'd be pretty easy to figure out. The other one I was looking for was the license plate. Oh, you know what? If it would have been us with the camera, maybe a little better, right? All right, hey, you're leaving your buddy behind. Why? Run away! Run away! Catch up! What happened to the guy? The other guy disappeared into the woods. Dude, if you're gonna... So some people were saying, oh, he was just turning around. There's no evidence that they were dumping. Why would you leave your buddy there? As you're running away. So, right? Just kidding. Just killing me. Like how they're just ditching your guy behind. Anyway. Okay. Well, hey, while we're doing this, like I said, we've got Landon Eidlet, not Eidlet, the way I've been saying forever. He's going to be popping in with us here in just a little bit. But we do have some other footage for you, so we're not going to break away while we wait for him to pop in. This was pretty wild. You know, I know we went through some heavy stuff in 2018. You know, it was October 24th when U2, the second strongest storm ever to hit U.S. soil, hit our islands, and we got devastated. Well, Jamaica's catching it today, and the footage of that storm has been just incredible. This is footage that that we've got from Department of Defense. You know those hurricane hunters? This is the footage of them flying through the storm and into the eye of the hurricane. And hold on, let me make it so you can actually see the whole thing. This is footage from the Air Force that we've got for you through our Divots account. And just imagine how massive of a storm that's got to be. Flying inside the eye wall. You know, you're in the eye of the storm. These hurricane hunters, and that's what they do. This is Hurricane Melissa, Category 5 hurricane. It hit Jamaica with winds of 185 miles per hour. It hit landfall as a Category 5. It's not that it was out at sea as a Category 5 and wound down to like a 3 or a 4. It hit as a Category 5. And again, these are those hurricane hunter planes that are going through there. And just amazing. You know, we see if we can't forward through it a little bit, get to some of the brighter stuff, but that is just massive. The biggest storms that we've had have been on par with this. But being able to see that, like when the eye passed over us, it was still nighttime for you two. So we didn't get to see like what this would have looked like. Well, we did get a little break from the storm. We're fast forwarding a little bit. This is where you can see it from the plane. Just out of the wing. I'm gonna lower that, the engine sound a little bit. But just massive. It looks like out of that movie. Was it Day After Tomorrow? Where they had that flash freezing because the storm was so big it pulled down the super cooled air from the upper atmosphere. Just a riveting photo. This normally you see the storm damage and all that other stuff, but I wanted to share this stuff with you guys because this was something. I'm going to be posting this along with the. This will be posted on our page after the show is over. and then just in its entirety, so you can watch it on your own. But on the website, we're also going to have a whole bunch of the still photography from all of that as well, so you can take your time and go through it. Yeah, you can see now they're turning around the bank around and see what it looks like through there. I mean, the kind of this footage is so good to be able to see it. It's almost like you're there, as if you're looking through the plane. I can't imagine. But they don't fly over the clouds and drop into the opening. They fly through this storm to get in there. That to me is insane. I'd rather go up and over the top. And there it's just as peaceful as can be. But on that eye wall, just incredible. All right, we got a message. Representative Flores is on her way. She's driving in, and we're going to see her in just a few minutes. Yep, I see her. She just messaged saying that she's going to be dropping in. And we are just a couple minutes away from Landon hopping in with us as well, who sent some footage to us and some photos and videos to us. But that's what we've got. So, folks, that's what's happening today. Those are our big things. We've got the NAP that we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on, trying to hear something from the administration to give us a little bit of a heads up on what people can plan for when it comes to groceries in 2 days. What's going to happen on Saturday morning when folks wake up. What's going to happen Sunday? What's going to happen Monday? When NAP opens. Are they going to try to show up and get some kind of food stamps? And are they going to be there? What is happening? Right now, a whole lot of nothing. Well, we did find out, get invited to a press conference for tomorrow, but that press conference is about MBA stuff. And that's what the Governor's Council of Economic Advisors with MBA, they're going to talk about a new initiative that they're going to do. They've got a committee on tourism, infrastructure, and sports, and they're going to have a joint press conference with MBA at MBA. And we'll see what they have to say about it. But what we know that has nothing to do with what's happening with the food announcement. All right, well, we do have, it looks like Landon's getting set up right now. He said he had to, he's trying to charge up his phone, but he's going to be ready for us any second. And we'll get him on with us. But boy, oh boy, man, I'll tell you, it's been a heck of an adventure the past few days in the Marianas. And what happened with public schools yesterday? They're supposed to have a board meeting and start taking some action about what they're going to do with the budget and all this other stuff. And they weren't able to get a quorum. Now, they've already got flaws in the way they operate. The Board of Education, they have it hard written into their rules that they cannot vote if they're not physically in the CNMI. And my question is, why? What is the benefit to that? I understand, so you don't want to do it by proxy. Totally get that. You can't do a video call to be present. You broadcast that as a Zoom call. You can't have those guys out there. Now, I know two of those board members who weren't there, one of them's off island. They said, hey, since we can't be here because I'm not physically on island, I can't vote, so it didn't matter. So I didn't have to go on the Zoom call, right? Why is that a rule? Change that freaking rule. You know that's a rule. Get rid of it. You can. What possible benefit does it have to the people of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, who vote for you, by the way? Our members of the Board of Education are elected, right? Why would you not change that rule? Change that freaking rule. That is the dumbest rule that you guys have, of all the rules that you have. And I don't know all of them. But I posit. I offer to the community Is that not the dumbest rule of all the rules that you've got over there at PSS? That your board members can't vote if they're not physically in the CNMI? The hell difference does it make? That you can't vote on something. You can't take any action. You are paralyzed as a Board of Education if somebody goes off island and has their phone so they can listen to everything and speak and vote. You can't do it. Your whole Board of Education system is paralyzed now. You can't make any decisions. You can't vote on anything. What's wrong with you? Change it. Fix it. Stop pointing fingers at each other and complaining about stuff. And just change that rule. Of course, now you got to wait till everybody gets back. What a stupid rule. What a dumb rule. That you can't vote unless you're physically there. What possible reason could it be that you would have that? So you have an excuse? You got real issues going on right now. You have real issues facing the Commonwealth. And they start Monday. PSS has real issues that start Monday with regard to the budget. Or do they? Because the board's not there. Yeah, no kidding, Ignacio. Ignacio's like, move on with the times, with technology. It's like, pop off on the rule, Brad. No, I'm on it. I'm all over it. And by the way, the Board of Education, who do you guys work for? What are you there for? If you're not there to work for the students, then get out. If you're not there to have that be your priority, get out. If it's just you talking about, or you just fighting for your own stuff on principle, no. Fight for the principles. Wordplay. But why? This political thing with the Board of Education to me is just absolutely ridiculous. There's at least one guy, I don't know why he's there at all. And the other guys, again, it shouldn't be a thing about politics. I like this comment that came in. It's honestly probably so the reps in Tinian and Rhoda get a free trip to Saipan. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But that's still the CNMI if they're in Rhoda or in Tinian. They're still in the Commonwealth. Right? That's what I'm saying. They should be able to do it anywhere. Anyway, we're going to be doing a phone call with our buddy Landon here to get us a little update on what's happening with the weather. Now the question is, are you guys going to be able to hear him? And is he going to be able to hear us this time?
Good morning, I hear you loud and clear.
All right, but I don't hear you loud and clear. Hold on one second. I don't know why you're not coming in through here, but we're going to set this up. I can hear you just fine. I just think that the other folks who are listening might not be able to hear. Can you speak again real quick? Yeah, I don't think our guys are able to hear you. Hold on, I'm going to fix this. We are going to fix this right now. It's one of the challenges, one of the many, many challenges that we have, where we try to be awesome. Sometimes we succeed, and sometimes we fail greatly. And sometimes I'm feeling like I'm part of Team Greatly right now. But I'm going to figure this out, because I can hear you totally fine. I wish our friends here, I'll try it again. Unfortunately, these guys are not hearing you, Landon. Hold on. 1 second. I'm hearing you just fine. But my speakers, and that's where you should be going. That's where your output should be going. We'll put you on the screen so everyone can see you, because that's what people really want in this world. 4 out of 5 dentists agree that Landon Idlet is the guy that you want to see on your screen 10 times out of 10. And this is 100% through It's 100% through our computer, so it should be going through on there. Just sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I'm going to try to not fold them. We're going to check our settings real quick to find out why it's not going to everybody else out here. Give me a real quick second. Hey, you look like you're in a very warm place right now. You sent a bunch of photos. Hold on. Here we go. Microphone default. Here we go. This might work. This might do it. Can you hear us now?
I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, yeah, I hear you too. Here, let's try. This one might do it right here. How about now?
Yes.
Got it solved. Look at that. Suck it, technology. I got you. Yes. So it looks like you are there in the mainland, looking warm and toasty out there.
Yeah, and I got a nice hot coffee right now on my hand. So
not a Krispy Kreme.
City. Not a Krispy Kreme. I had to put my hat away. I upset some Dunkin' Donuts folks earlier this morning, but they're in good shape.
Awesome. Hey, so you sent some photos. You're out there in D.C., and I was able to cheat a little bit because look at that in the background. The big reveal, the Capitol Dome.
Pennsylvania Avenue, looking at the Capitol building right now. So it's a great shot. Behind the camera is the White House. You can't really see the White House too well because of all the other buildings, but you can look right there and you can see the flag that's on top of the White House.
Now,
and the big East Wing ballroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you're over there now working on that project. Were you operating the excavators?
Yeah, we got our Lincoln logs laid out, and it's going to be a beautiful wooden structure.
That is excellent. That is excellent. Hey, so now you're over there, and are you still in vacation mode, or are you doing some work? It looks like you were in some pretty intense offices over there. It looks like more than just vacation.
Yeah, it's technically vacation, but I was making a couple visits while I was in town. One of my friends with the National Weather Service, he's my counterpart as a warning coordination meteorologist, but for the Weather Prediction Center. So I'm actually staying at his condo, which is a couple blocks north of the Capitol building. Great location. So I was meeting with the Weather Prediction Center folks this morning, and of course, all the discussion today is Jamaica and Hurricane Melissa, which is a phenomenal hurricane situation down there in the Caribbean. Think of a super typhoon U2. It's just like U2, maybe a little bit worse and slower moving over Jamaica. So this is going to be big news coming over the next 24 hours coming out of Jamaica.
Well,
but made us stop at. Go ahead.
No, it looked amazing. We looked at the storm, and we could see it, and we got some footage from the Air Force on Divids of the flying inside of the eye, and oh my goodness, I just can't imagine. It looked like that Day After Tomorrow movie.
Yeah, and they were talking about it this morning in the Weather Service brief. At that time, it just came through the new data from their NOAA hurricane hunters that it had a pressure of about 896 millibars, so it just fell below 900 millibars with a maximum winds of 180 miles per hour. I think it made landfall supposedly with 185 miles per hour, which is insane. That's just hard to fathom. I shudder to think of the words that's going to be coming out of Jamaica tomorrow.
Well, and I can't imagine what the photos and videos afterwards of that, so the aftermath of that storm's got to be. And they've got some buildings that are similar to some of our buildings in the way that they're built, so the devastation's got to be intense.
I'm hoping it's a lot of reinforced concrete because they will need every bit of it. I know the good news is Jamaica's about 145 miles east to west. So this thing made passage right over western Jamaica. So on the far eastern side, the eastern half, not so bad. So not the entire island of Jamaica was dealing with Category 5, but probably the western half was dealing with the most extreme conditions. And so I think the strongest winds are compact to the eye of the hurricane, and then the winds weaken the farther you get away from it. So that's going to be the shining good news, if there's any in this situation for eastern Jamaica. But western Jamaica is going to be a bad scene coming out there tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we'll keep them in our prayers today as they continue to go through this. And we look forward to what, at least on our side, our weather's looking pretty good. We had a little bit of on and off stuff the last few days, including like even this morning, but our weather's been pretty great.
Yeah, the weather's not so bad, but keep in mind the latest regional weather outlook that went out yesterday hints at some possible development. There's a lot of chatter in the Philippines right now of some typhoons that may develop in the coming weeks. So watch weather conditions closely because there's a lot of early information, a lot of speculative information out there on the social media channels, people trying to push long-range forecast model information. Don't buy into that because things change significantly beyond 5 days in the future. But it does look like the West Pacific's going to get a little bit busier pattern in the coming weeks, especially the first week of November. So watch out for that. Stay in touch with the weather service, weather.gov/GUM, for the latest information in the coming days.
Well, some of that stuff came from Brandon. We don't trust him as much as we trust Landon. So we actually put that on the screen right now. Not that phrase, not that slogan. But this is the stuff that you guys sent out to us yesterday. This is the weather outlook. In fact, I'm going to move myself out of the picture because I was covering you up a little bit. But this is what came out yesterday, and you can see a lot of the stuff over there by Quaj and FSM and coming in our general direction. It's pretty gusty over there by Kwajalein and the Marshalls and Majuro making its way across. But everything in it seems like it slows down a little bit by the time it gets to us.
Yeah. That's correct. And so the good news is it looks like there's no significant threats to Guam and the CNMI. So that's the good news, especially as we get later in the year. The subtropical ridge gets a little bit stronger, and it keeps the tropical systems moving more westward into the Philippine Sea versus getting that latitude and curving over the Mariana Islands. So that's the one factor that we're going to be keying in on as we go into November and then into December. But weather patterns are what you expect, but weather is what you get. Things are typical but not guaranteed. So we have to always keep an eye to the tropics.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, come on inside. I'm actually on with Landon right now. And I didn't realize I had locked the door. I locked the door because you never know when those legislators come around and they might just pop right in and scare you. No, you can leave it open. Thank you, sorry. Yeah, hey, how about that? That's a live broadcast. That's how that stuff works. Anyway, well, thanks. Anything else? So we're going to keep an eye to that on that and find out what happens as it continues to blow through. What do you have coming up on this trip? When are you going to be? What's next for you?
Well, tomorrow I fly out to my next location, and you're going to have to guess on this one.
Okay.
I've kept this one pretty quiet, but I'm going to send you some photos. We'll probably have to powwow. Let's see, what is Wednesday there now? So maybe Friday we'll have to get together before the weekend, because then I start making my way back to the States. Oops, that's a hit. It's out of the States.
That's great. Well, not too many people get the ability to make a weather update in that kind of a backdrop. You're hanging out. You got the Capitol Dome behind you. You've got Tony Hawk skateboarding on the steps next to you, and on the other side.
I've been going at it all evening, and I noticed, I don't know if you can see the dome of the Capitol way down Pennsylvania. There's a light on, and as I learned yesterday, if that light is on at the top of the Capitol, that means that the Senate is in chambers and working.
Oh.
And then once they're done, that light goes out. I never knew that. So that's kind of cool. So Senate is in chambers working. Apparently the shutdown is still ongoing, so who knows how much longer it's going to be.
Well, I just think it's amazing that they're working. I think that's the thing we should be happy about.
Yeah, I'm working on my vacation.
As you should, sir. As you should. Well, Landon, you give us updates wherever you are in the world, and now giving us a weather update while you're in D.C., letting us know about what's happening here. Still staying connected to everything that's happening.
And I want to give a big shout out to Congresswoman Kimberlyn King-Hines. I met with her today. Just a courtesy visit, and we had such a great time at her office and touring the Capitol building. So it was a fantastic meet and greet with the Congresswoman and a great time here in D.C.
Yeah, well, that's great. I love walking through those halls. And did she tour you around? Did her staff give you a tour down there? Is that what the tunnel stuff was?
Both. Yeah, she took me through the tunnels and some of her staff accompanied, so it was incredible. It's my first time in the Capitol building. I've been to DC many, many, many times. So it's just been a phenomenal visit to the city, and it's just such a great time to meet up with Kimberly and King Hines.
That's great. You know, we took that tour with her staff, and where they show you here's a bullet hole, and see, these steps are still stained from blood. Holy cow! You know, like, it's amazing. What I would love to do, though, is take that tour that takes you all the way up to the top of the rotunda where you're able to look down.
I wanted to see that. Next time.
Oh, and even the Statue of Columbia inside too, right? When you first walk in the building, it's impressive. It's incredible.
Incredible. Such an incredible architecture and structure. I don't know if I can do the dome with Lincoln logs, but
that would be a challenge.
I'll have to play around with some ideas.
Well, that could be it. Let's see. What's this guy going to do now? Is he doing an ollie off the edge? And he's jumping. Oh, he did a rail grind over there.
I've not seen any broken bones yet, so that's great to know. I would be in the hospital by this point.
Let's see. Do you want to see if one of those guys could do a cool trick on camera before we go?
Let me see. Let me ask him.
Here we go. Let's see how this works.
Can somebody do a trick for the camera? I got people from the Mariana Islands watching. If somebody wants to do a trick. Yeah, right here.
Yes. It looks like they got some buy-in. Let's see what we got. Oh, kickflip.
I broke my arm.
Yeah, all right. Hey, tell him see Zeus Maasi for us in Olmwai.
Absolutely will. I would have been on my face.
All right, that's Landon Eidlet. He is our senior skateboard correspondent from Washington, D.C., letting us know what's happening. All right. Hey, Landon, thanks so much for everything. And have a safe trip. We look forward to seeing where you're coming from next year or next week.
Bye.
All right. Where else do you get that kind of stuff, folks? Only here, NMI News Service, and who else has a skateboarding correspondent? I think we're the only ones. All right. Well, that's going to wrap us up for this little segment. We're going to take a real short break so that we can come back and get you guys the latest. We've got Representative Flores in here with a special guest, so we're going to get you guys all caught up here in just a second. So don't go anywhere. We're taking a break because we love our sponsors and we want you guys to love them too. We'll be right back.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Good morning. It's a brand new day in the Marianas. Coffee's hot and we're full of promise. So say it on the genie and feel the glow. We've got the stories you want to know.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:34 here on your hump day, your Wednesday morning here, and it is a beautiful day. We just had Landon on. He was all the way in D.C. giving us our weather update, but that's more of like a long-term stuff. What about right here, right now? Well, up at the Saipan International Airport, it's 82 degrees, and humidity is at 88%, so it's already fallen off as the day's getting a little bit longer. Looking at mostly sunny skies throughout today. Get that field ready for the Game 2 of our Saipan Baseball League Championship tonight between the Cardinals and the Falcons. Cardinals with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series, so we'll see how that goes on. We're looking at scattered showers tonight, so hopefully we're able to get through that game. If the Falcons pull it off, then that means Game 3 will be Friday. So we'll see if the players are going to wear costumes or just their outfits on Friday night. But we are looking at great weather for trick-or-treating, too. Even on Friday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies during the night, but the whole day should be mostly sunny. So good things coming up. Speaking of good things, we've got some good folks in the studio with us that have been here. One has been here before, but one flew all the way here just to be with us. That's not true. The other one is also here with us because he's here for the APIL, and we're going to hear all about that and all about them. Representative Marissa Flores, who is our floor leader for the legislature. We also have Senator John Maffel, all the way here from the the state of Yap. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks for having us.
It is great. So first of all, wow, you're here for APIL. APIL is a really big deal out here, Association of Pacific Island Legislatures.
Right.
And, we're so lucky to have it here. We have Diego Benavente, former lieutenant governor, who spoke a couple days ago. He's like, I encourage you to spend all of your per diem here while you're here.
Well, I'm trying.
And use some of your personal funds, too. So totally understand on that. Well, first of all, Senator, you've been here before?
This is maybe my 4th or 5th time to Saipan.
How is traveling to get to here?
It's not especially convenient because from Yap to Guam, we leave around 12 a.m.
Wow.
And getting to Guam around 4, and then 8 o'clock to here. So you lose a whole day. You can't get back. Yeah.
Wow. And I've not been to Yap.
I've never been to Yap either.
But it's really cool. I got to meet some folks from Yap. When I was in Guam last year, there was a big thing for the MWR. It is where they have the military puts on like this trade show for the morale, welfare, and recreation. And Yap sends a delegation there to talk about come to Yap, like the Yap tourism and everything.
Yap Visitors Bureau. YVB.
Yes, they were there, and it was really cool. So I got to make some contacts with them. So I follow you guys on social media and everything. I'm like, well, I got to make my way over there. It looks amazing.
I have yet to make it to Yap, but one day, minus today, I will make it to Yap. if I get the invitation, Senator.
I will officially send you an
Thank you. I
invitation for
appreciate
Yap Day.
that. Right,
March
then we'll
1st.
just bring, we'll bring Brad.
And you can bring Brad to document things.
I love this idea. I want to go for Yap Day.
That's the cultural day with all the dances and the local food and other cultural things. Yeah, customs and tradition is just the display. That's what we're honoring on Yap Day. It's usually a 2 to 3 day event.
2 to 3 days?
Sometimes.
I like Yap Days. Sounds even better than Yap Day.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get this right. How would I say good morning in Yapese?
We don't have a word for good morning. We have a word for hello or how are you. Mogathin.
Mogathin.
Right. But we've tried to be more westernized and have an actual flakadubul, which is good morning, but it doesn't sound appropriate or particularly comfortable when you say it to another Yapese. But flakadubul is good morning.
Flakadubul.
Right.
All right, but I like Mogathin.
Mogathin.
Yeah, I can use that all the time. People
Yes.
know what I'm saying. They're like, hey, you're Yapese. I'm like,
But that's the common one.
Of course,
Mogathin.
that's me. All right. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys have been doing? I know you've only got so much time today, right? You've got to get back over there.
Yes.
But can you tell us a little bit about how things have been going over there at Crown Plaza?
Sir, please.
Okay. So we've had a couple of presenters. We've had the military. Admiral Lasky was there yesterday, and somebody from the UN was
we
there.
had Dr. Munya from CHCC.
Yes, he was also there.
Was talking about the successes of their programs and
And
their
the challenges.
initiatives and the challenges and what we can do, I guess, as a nation of blue continents coming together to offer solutions of what we are facing as a island nation or nation of islands, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So it's been pretty interesting. John and I were talking about this last night, and I was like, during his introduction, we were talking about betel nut, and I was like, and then he points at me, and I'm sitting there like, oh no, because I had introduced a bill to tax betel nut.
So why do you hate the Yapese?
I don't. And that's exactly what he said to me last night. He was like, Marissa, we're supposed to be. But their betel nut is actually, they were educating me on this last night. And I'm not going to go, deep into this conversation, but what I did tell him was, I said, the first time it was denied flat out. It wasn't going to go anywhere. So the second time we were able to isolate the tax money for identification for oral cancer, treatment, maintenance. But that's still kind of in the Senate. It's not going anywhere. So I don't know, but we get a lot of money from Yap. I tried their betel nut last night. It's very sweet, has a very distinct taste. I don't know how to spit. I don't know how to mix it, but I have to say that their betel nut is good. It's a very different taste.
What this could be a first center. Is that Yap betel nut that you got with you?
Yes.
All right. Do you have Yap lime also?
Yes.
Really?
I don't have that Rota one that maybe. Yes, I have.
Can I get one of them?
Yes,
we can do it now. Oh, what do you got in there? Do you got
instead
other
of
stuff?
the leaf, I've got the fruit of that tree that I
Really?
used to put inside.
So instead of papulu, what we would
Yes.
call, right? So you use the powder and then you use the fruit of the same tree.
Of the robui tree, we call it that, and then the Yapese betel nut. Sure.
All right. So
There you go.
how do we fix it up? What do we
Okay,
gotta do?
so
So
just,
we're going to follow him
so just go
step
over
by
there.
step.
There we
just
go.
go with me on this one. Then I'm glad you have a thing
Trash
down
can,
here.
okay,
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Take off the cap.
right
All right. Boom. See a cap.
and
Break it open.
just use the side. There you go. Crack
love
it
this.
and spit it. Keep the one side still connected and.
Okay. There you go. I know people from CCA are gonna love me.
See, I just stuffed the whole thing in my mouth
Yeah, it's
last
good.
night, and
This already tastes good.
right.
So as long as
It's
this one
sweet.
side is open and you keep the other, just.
I'm trying to gently keep the other side connected.
you can tell he doesn't chew.
Oh yeah.
Senator.
Perfect.
There you go.
All right, here we
There
go.
it is.
I'm open. I'm open.
Okay, so this
How you
cap,
doing?
this thing here is almost like a young coconut. It's actually pretty kind of sweet and edible.
Mm-hmm.
But if I chew all the time, I just throw it out. I use
Oh, the top part.
Oh, so that's an optional.
Yeah, it's
thing?
like just take some of that and some of the inside off with my teeth,
And then you spit it out.
so that I have room for the lime in that space and the other.
That is a skill. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
interesting.
using your front,
Really?
your front.
Brad with his napkin.
So I don't use a lot. You don't want to use a lot because then you burn your mouth, and that's the oral cancer stuff.
All right, so let me just take a look. You
Just
got a little bit on there?
just a little bit. On one side only.
Okay. So I'm gonna put it in the pocket there, right? There we go.
Okay, good.
There we go.
And so,
Got a little poof like LeBron James.
oh, so
wow.
this is that fruit, okay? So what I usually do is I measure the length of my betel nut like that, and boom, break it.
Oh wow. So
Yeah, so just take a leg.
Yeah.
all right, so this is it, by the way. I don't know if
What is that?
It's the fruit of the gaboy that you're calling it popolo? Populi?
Oh, this is what
That's the
that
fruit of
is?
it.
No kidding.
And you put it the length. You notice though, when I put it together, Brad, I keep the lime on the bottom side and this on top. So when I put it in my mouth, it's towards the bottom so it doesn't spill and you get lime all over your mouth.
So I've got it like a sandwich. All this stuff's on the bottom.
Yes, so
the fruit is on top of the.
the lime.
Okay.
So when I put it into the back molars here, it's going to get crushed
All the
that
way
way. Yeah, towards the back. But it's going to get crushed, but it's not going to spill and burn my mouth with the lime.
Okay.
So that it eventually gets that chemical change and you see red.
Okay.
So that thing will turn the spit red also.
Well,
I'm gonna need something probably.
You can't ask him questions now because you have that nut in your mouth.
We're slowly.
So you know what they say in Yap, former
Yeah, I need
president.
I'm gonna listen. Hold on. I gotta go empty a water bottle so I can use it. All right. Go ahead. I can still hear you. Nick can hear you too.
So yeah, it's red now. Yeah.
So why don't we use this thing, and why do we use the leaf? Is it different for every island
Some
nation?
people prefer differently. Like there's people who like the leaf because they think you wrap it around the whole thing. It'll protect you from the lime.
Oh.
This is not a Yapese product. We have it, but it doesn't grow as big as this. And for us in the region, it's not a Micronesian product. This came to us from Papua New Guinea. For some reason, their version of the betel nut, their dagabur, the leaf, the seeds go so big. So it's been imported in, and I love it. I've been chewing this thing for going on 15 years now.
Wow.
Instead of the regular leaf.
See, so Brad got to try this because we don't have this here. So
I got the regular one. I actually took that part off the camera.
So I was going to say that one of was President Rachel, former, or the late
uncle, yes.
President Ruecho
Oh, no, not. Oh, for MLSC. Okay.
for MLSC. And so he used to say the wisdom is in the basket.
Okay.
And he'd always take a nut out of his bag.
Man's betel nut basket.
Yeah, so he says it. The wisdom is in the basket.
Oh, I think that's more like, let's say we're in some kind of negotiations, Brad, and things are getting tense, getting heated, and you can say things you might regret later. Then you pull out the basket and you start putting together a chew, and that space, that time, wisdom's in the basket, and you can think of other options and be a little more polite and continue, because we were from a small island, you have to see each other every day, so you have to coexist, right?
I think the wisdom for me is that I don't get to talk too much with this, and I have to figure out how to keep it in there. So, yeah, I can just listen to you guys.
But
oh my
anyway,
God, this is big.
I'm sorry, I think you gotta, yeah, but it's the first, you know. But yeah, I came here, just, I guess, tell you a little bit. I came up here for APIL 1, 2, to talk to her about her betel nut bill, because she's a good friend, and I have so many Yappies reaching out to me. Do you know about this? This is the second time. I said, yes, I will go visit with her and try to explain to her that it's not the nut, it was the ofut, the lime, is what's causing the problems. And if the people who make that lime are not using the branches of the young coral, which is what we use to make that lime, and when you bake it and get it in the local oven and it's done, you don't rush the process. If you do, it'll cause mouth cancer. And if you use clam shells because your environmental protection agency isn't allowing you to use the young coral, then those shell products will burn your mouth.
So, Dr.
Sorry. I want to be serious. I got to figure this thing out here. So talk to me about that young coral. Like, where do you find it and how do you harvest it?
You dive.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see those that have like branches, right? That kind of coral, they have very healthy. And you break off pieces, you can replant them elsewhere. They will grow. Mm-hmm. You can also break that and make lime from that, and it will grow back. But so in the old days when our ancestors would go fishing, they would break off those things, bring it back, and make their own personal lime for themselves. Wax for us. Wax also means white, and they would do that. But these days, people just don't have the time. So there's people who devote their days to making lime as a product to sell. And some names are very well trusted because they take the time and they use quality products, quality ingredients. But there's others who are just in it for a quick buck, and so they'll use dead clam cells, the giant clams and other things, just to have a bigger bulk, so the quantity, right? Mm-hmm. But then that will lead to the burns because it's lime. Mm-hmm. That will lead to the burn.
How do you test it though? Like, how do you know if it's not? That's because we had this conversation.
It's kind of tricky because
night.
You can't just look at a product and see what's in there. Yeah. You have to chew it at least once to go, okay, this is not good. I don't want this lime.
But how do you know? I mean, I'm not a chewer, so that's why I'm asking. So, like, you can't put water or, like, you know how they test for drugs and it turns blue? You don't have? Okay, we need to have the science department of the colleges figure that out. But yeah, we were just talking about that last night, and we were just talking about, what's healthy ofuk or lime. Yeah, that's what we call it. So these guys, the people in Yap, they use their ofuk. You notice it's dry. It's like powder.
Yeah, we don't do the paste one.
Here in Saipan, ours is wet when we sell it. I've never seen the dry
one. You can't
ones.
Control how much you're putting in there, and I've had too many burns from the paste. I don't like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But I guess it travels better.
Yeah.
And it lasts longer if it's in paste form. Because this, if it's exposed to moisture and things, you have to throw it out after a while.
So what's the shelf life on that stuff?
If it's packed tightly and air coming in, you can put it in the freezer, many years.
See that? I didn't even know you can have put it in the freezer. I didn't know that.
Why are you making legislation without doing more research?
Because I need the tax dollars to save my community from oral cancer. We don't have enough. We have enough awareness. We just don't have the funds to, identify what's going on in the mouth. We don't have the funds to offer this maintenance that they may need. And really, what's really driving this is the medical referral. There's an influx on oral cancer patients who are now being, removed from their island.
You're getting a nice buzz.
To go, so I don't know.
I don't feel a buzz.
But you'll start a little sweat.
I'm looking at the comments. They're like, "Oh, Brad's already turning red."
Yeah, you'll get a little
good stuff,
and your sweat pores will open up a little bit. A little bit.
So what I'm feeling is that I just keep chewing on this thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to watch it too because I don't see it. Now you are. But you were just kind of like holding it. I'm like, man, I can't do that. I feel like I got to keep biting it down and getting into like a good a place where it feels kind of comfortable back there.
Now, this is a basic chew. There's people who are this isn't enough to give them that kick they want. So they'll put cigarette.
Yes.
Or even cigarette dipped in something like vodka.
What?
Yes.
No.
There's people who go to that because they're extreme.
The buzz. Extreme buzz.
I don't know.
Cigarette dipped in vodka.
That's insane.
Wow.
So, but that's the basic one. It's just this without any kind of nicotine, because people want to get.
Do people do this without the lime and without the fruit?
You can actually get it red with just the betel nut and the gaboy, the leaf, or this fruit without lime. It'll get that mixture, that color. It'll come. But just the lime gives it that little kick.
All right. Well, I could tell you that I think I'm all chewed out. It's great, but I beat it up.
Yeah.
I beat it up pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's like
way to chew that nut, Brad. Good job.
That's what you
do. Good job, man.
Thanks. Well, yeah, that's red.
Well, so that's a first for the show. Yeah,
Hey, right on.
And it's good. Somebody said they want to fight only because they said Palau lime is the best. I'm like, ooh, that sounds like
I have no comments.
sounds like fighting words to me. Like, Mary, you're lucky. It's easy to say that there if you were in this room right now. I don't know. Well, that's okay. So now that I took it out and I just moved my head a couple times, I'm like, ooh, wow. So what's going on? What is this chemical effect? It's not like drunk or anything like that, but I can start to feel it now. I didn't before.
Yeah, I don't know, but like after I eat, like lunch or something, I just need this after, like for you, maybe a cigarette, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Gives
It's like
me
a
that little
vice.
mellow.
Right.
It's not like a cigarette feeling for me.
I mean, I have a cousin who's I have yappies and I have tomorrow, or American tomorrow because his mom's white, but she lived in Guam for her whole life. But every time he chews, he just goes red and sweats crazy. I said, man, you're yappies. How long you been chewing this? He's my age, but he still sweats crazy.
Wow.
Well, I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah.
It's a little delayed, but it's coming. No, the guy. So I've only chewed a couple of times over the past 23 years or so. And the first time I did it was with Manny Simla and Roy Sells after one of the baseball games. And they're like, hey, if you start to feel it, drink some Coke or some Pepsi and you'll be fine. It'll take you right back out of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And they got a good laugh out of it for me. So this is good. So this was pretty sweet. So we don't even have this this fruit here.
We do.
So
You actually do. I've seen yappies here who grow it, but something about the soil, it doesn't give it that little I don't want to say ginger or minty, but there's that little kick that makes you, oh, that's nice. I like that. It doesn't have it. I've had it here. I've had it in Guam. I've had it in Pohnpei and other areas. Just different. Just something about the soil. Like even the betel nut that you grow here is seasonal. The ones in Yapi is all year long, but the ones here is seasonal. And I've had people who flew in the Yapi's seedlings to try it here. It becomes seasonal.
Wow.
I guess it's the soil.
Isn't that interesting? We were talking about that last night. And today we have some resolutions that will be presented from all the island nations. Betel nut is not on the agenda, thank God, because I'm trying to make friends with my island brothers and sisters. But we have a lot of discussion to talk about. We're pretty excited to see what all these resolutions are.
I was pushing one on fuel.
Yes, Senator Maffel. Has
regional fuel kind of thinking, as a group, so we get discounts if it's bulk bigger, right?
Yeah. So, he's here and with his colleagues to present that. And then he's also, here to visit his constituents. And that's always nice when, your senator from your island nation gets to come out and present their ideas from YAP as a team, as a government, as leaders, and then also come out and meet with their constituents. And we know that there's an election coming up for them too. So we want to talk about that a little bit?
So it's kind of weird. It's a special election. One of our long-serving public servants from YAP, he was our former president in the FSM and served so many years in Congress, passed away just recently. And the seat, his chair became vacant, and we need another YAP's person to go and do that. And so it was kind of an awkward situation because while he was still not yet buried, they were announcing filing nomination petitions, and I called the election officer, hey, what are you doing that? He's not even buried yet. I said, I'm sorry, we have a FY September 30. We need to use this year's budget, otherwise. So so I filed for that. And
also, you're running on a higher seat?
This is Congress. I'm a state senator, and this is for the nation.
Oh, wow.
So, and then the election is November 12th of next month.
Wow.
So it's a bit of a weird situation, but I thought I could help. That's why I jumped in, because my committee, the one I chair at the state level, is Resources, Education, and Development. The committee that's vacant, the chairman is gone, is Education.
Wow. Also, it fits perfect.
I think it does. And some of the concerns that we've had at state level, they need to change policy up there so we get better things for our kids. And some of our programs.
That's exciting. That's exciting because you're a teacher.
Yeah, going on 20
So
years.
your
I taught.
degree, your degree is in education.
Yes.
Wow. And then, a little fun fact. He is also a creative writer. So he majored in creative writing as well. And he composes. I mean, so, he's like your cool...
I'm just an island person,
He's a
right?
Renaissance man.
Yeah, he's just this cool guy that wants to help his island. And, I think it's a great thing that we were here. And thank you for, bringing us on.
Yeah.
We really wanted to just touch base on, what we were talking about a little bit on the APIL, but also to give him this opportunity to kind of share with his constituents, let them know where he's going to be at and what he's doing. And we figured that you have the best platform to allow this conversation, Brad. You're so awesome.
What's the name of that place for tomorrow? I'm supposed to meet with them.
So you will be meeting at the Carolinian UT.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Thursday at around 5:36 or 6 or something like that.
Tomorrow?
Yes, to meet with them. Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. To meet with the constituents. If they have questions for me, awesome. I can try to answer as many as I can.
From everyone from FSM, just yet?
Not just yet. That's the state. We're also here, and I'm glad that our good friend Senator Huff-Snyder is helping us go to Tinian because YAP is also being planned as a divert for the U.S. Department of War. They're supposed to help us do. They want to do a project at the dock, make the channel wider and the dock bigger for their destroyer class at least ships, and then the airport longer and wider and blah 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 with a runway, taxiway for their bigger planes and more planes. So,
okay. Well, let me ask you a couple questions about that. That sounds great. So, I really value your perspective. You have your own country, and you're seeing you've got a relationship to freely associated states, right? But still, it's your own country, and you're seeing this like battle for the Pacific, if you will, for influence. And you see the two big players going on right now, the United States and China. So, how does that come into how you're handling everything over there? I know that they come out there from both sides to try to find influence.
Interestingly, FSM, unlike the other countries around it, has a relationship with the People's Republic of China and with the United States. So, like the idea for an airport improvement project didn't come from our Uncle Sam, it came from Uncle Z. It was the Chinese embassy that visited YAP, I think, about 15, 20 years ago, and their ambassador, for YAP Day, and their ambassador said, we can fix your airport, make it bigger, longer, wider, all of that good stuff. When we started talking about it, our friends heard about that, and we have this treaty regarding defense. They said, no, China's not going to build that airport. So then the Air Force and all this gets triggered. So it's interesting. It's like, I have two friends here, two suitors, and I have to go, he said this, and I go over here. It's an interesting dynamic sometimes. Just like recently, China has pledged $20 million to fix our infrastructure, secondary roads, get it all paved.
That's crazy. Yeah.
While we have this U.S. stuff. So, and it's not loans, it's grants. They know we're with Uncle Sam on some level, so they won't even try to attempt loans. We'll laugh at them for that. So they're coming in with grants. Try to hit us with economics instead of... but at the same time, sometimes I can't tell the difference between one or the other because of the way they'll give you a grant and then come in like, we shake hands, we do the ribbon cutting, we have the whatever. But then when you actually see the work being done, the grant comes in, goes back out to China because it's a Chinese contractor. We get the facility, but the money didn't stay. And just like now, like the other day, I raised to Admiral Lasky that I'm noticing that the first contract that's given, Amentum, it's almost not quite big, something like Halliburton, but it's in billions. It's already there on the ground. They've established an office. They have permits and licenses, and they won the first contract and subcontract to somebody else. And that money is not really staying in his hands.
We're having the same problems here. Right? And so that's interesting that Senator Maffei is talking about that because these are the conversations that we're having at the APIL.
And I am on the task force that deals with the Air Force and Navy guys and the task force Micronesia. And sometimes the conversation can get a little rough. Because, just recently the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Roger Wicker, or Wicker?
I have
One
no
of
idea.
these.
I don't remember. There's
He was passing through in a Congress delegation with another fellow congressman. They hit Hawaii, stopped there, Guam, stopped there, visited with the military, came here to go to Tinian, went to Palau, Peleliu, went to Philippines,
sure.
and then all the way to Taiwan. They didn't stop in Yap, and Yap we haven't even inked the deal yet. We're still in the negotiating process. I said, I guess we're not that important to her.
You know what's so interesting about that is that living out here for a while, I can feel like, and I have understood the appreciation for something just like that. These folks from the mainland, they don't know what a big difference that means if you don't stop by and at least, hey, press the flesh. Like, you do feel like what you just said. I guess we're not important enough. And if they had a better understanding for that, or if they had a better appreciation for that, then I think that could go just such a long way. Just knowing what it's like out here, knowing, that it just feels like you're blowing them off. I guess we're not, like you said. I guess we're not that important after all.
Supposedly partners, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Supposedly.
But
maybe you get the best of both worlds by maybe playing people off against each other, so that the benefit really just comes to the people from Yap and the FSM. If you're going back and forth on that.
The problem is we have. I mean, as a politician, some of these our partners, our friends have actually said, we've kind of done some background, and this guy in your government or former guy in your government. He's kind of got dirty hands. All his friends from, stuff to get things done. He should really be called a Chinese president or a Chinese governor. What I've heard from our American partners is really.
Wow.
I mean, it's that thing. If you play each other, things can get kind of sticky.
Yeah.
To get push this or that. Luckily for me personally, they did. So I said, I'm sure you've done something on me since I'm negotiating with you. What about me? I said, oh, you're too broke.
So they did a background check on you.
And I was
my
too
goodness.
broke to have I said, thank you. At least I know that.
Wow.
But they do that, and sometimes it's actually helpful because we were trying to do a deal for aggregates coming out of PI with our government's trying to purchase aggregates, but they were kind of a little leery. They didn't want to give the whole amount up front in the aggregate because the sample they've sent is quite good, but they don't want to do a bait and switch and send us some third rate aggregate after they've got the whole amount. So they're, how much should we send them? 50%? I said, I don't know, but let me talk to our friends at State Department because they think they have the means. So I talked to them, and they came back and said, 2 days later, his background checks out. He's fairly new, but all his stuff, everybody's been satisfied. So we were comfortable giving him 50% up front to be able to send the aggregate.
Wow.
I wonder if we do background checks here.
On people?
On our contracts, I guess. I mean,
I guess contractors, yeah, we should.
We don't.
Everybody
I don't think
should.
we do.
I don't know. But now we should.
We gotta check that.
We're gonna learn from Yap and do this kind of stuff. We'll call them Yap round checks to make sure that, so everyone remembers where this conversation started.
Yeah.
Like, what's one of the biggest things to be excited about with Yap, with everything that's happening, and like, what's something that people here could be excited about knowing about what you guys are doing in Yap?
Right now.
Besides Biddlenut.
Besides Biddlenut, I don't know. We're just an island. We, very humble and respectful of others, and just kind of laid back. We're not as as assertive as some of our fellow Micronesians. Like I have friends in Palau say, "Hey man, don't do that. I don't like that." They'll tell you up front. For us, we just kind of more passive aggressive.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
As yappy. So we'll be smiling when we really don't want that to happen, what you're doing, but it's still a friendly smile until it's not a smile.
You don't want to get to that point.
But yeah, that's unfortunately just culturally that's how we are. But otherwise, right now, the most exciting thing that I have as a Yapese guy, for me personally, is I'm from Rule, and we have Rule Day coming up on November 30th. That's an event that we had it last year. I was able to chair that for the municipality and get that, and I thought it was great. They gave us 4 months notice, no budget, and we were able to get that done, do some fundraising, get that done, and we had a couple of two traditional dances, and we were able to save $30,000 for this year's Rule Day. But this year I knew I had too many things on my plate, and I begged the committee to let me just be a member instead of chairing it because I don't want to juggle too many things and everything falls. So, but somebody else is taking over that. But I hope it goes well again, like last year, because we didn't have that. This was our fourth was last year, but the last time was 1973.
Wow.
They had so the Chiefs wanted to revive it, and they just threw it at us younger people. Said, go do that.
So does the Yap Tourist Bureau promote this? I mean, what's the...
I don't
not
know.
really. And then do you guys have... And one of the things that we all share is this tourism dependency. Right? Do you guys have your numbers drop also?
We don't really have
because you guys have a
numbers.
great diving.
We don't really have numbers. Yeah, it's the plane situation is awful. So we don't really get the tourists that Palau gets. Palau, I think, is second or third diving destination worldwide. For us, it's really the mantas, because you guaranteed every time you go out, you're going to see a manta.
Really?
There's even a hotel called the Manta Ray Bay Hotel, and their slogan is, take you out, if you don't see a manta, you're free. Your stay is free.
No kidding.
Yes, mantas is our
Brad?
thing.
Now we need to go.
We're definitely going to Yap.
All right. So I'm guessing we're about the same age. Do you mind if I ask you? You can tell me no, but like, how old are you?
50.
Yeah, we're exactly the same age.
50.
So you grew up. You're born in Yap.
Yes.
Grew up in Yap.
Yes.
And you this is your fourth time here.
Yeah.
So you got a pretty good idea, I imagine, about like the history of the Commonwealth and
Right.
and everything you grew up with in Yap and all that. So much has changed here in the last 50 years. The relationship with the United States, with the covenant and everything, started while we were just little kids, right?
Right.
So knowing what you know growing up in Yap and knowing what and seeing what's happened since the Commonwealth got in with the United States with the covenant. Do you think that would be something that would have benefited, like even like at FSM, or if
it
that would
become a Commonwealth?
yeah, or would that even be possible with the Yap, Kosrae, Chuk, and Pohnpei? Would that even be something that would even have worked, or because you guys chose together to be independent and be a sovereign nation? Is there any parallel like that? Could you see, were there benefits or negative things of making this kind of a decision?
Okay, so let's do a little history thing here, right? At one point, there was Congress of Micronesia here in Saipan. I know my dad used to work here in those days. And I remember, just as a baby, rota and the coconut crabs and things like this. But when we started negotiating, we were envisioning ourselves, because at that time there were some very educated Micronesians, right? From Marshalls to Palau, we were thinking about Congress of Micronesia, the country of Micronesia as a region. We imagine, yes, we're a blue continent. That's becoming a thing to say now, but back then we actually were a blue continent. We were like, imagine the votes, the different voices. We go for this thing of proposing to buy fuel as a region, so we have more savings. Something that was probably thought of back then. But divide and conquer is always the best option when you're facing just a united front. Like, hey, Guam, you're not even in the picture, don't worry about it. But Saipan, you could be Commonwealth. RMI, do you want to share your nuclear benefits with the other islands? Oh, I don't want. Palau, boom. FSM is really, on some level think is like the leftover islands are like, oh, what? Let's become this idea of federal states of Micronesia. That was really the original plan, was for the whole thing. But these were the islands that left behind. And they became themselves. To this point, even Yap was like, we should go with Palau. We have more in culturally and historically. But we always have that wisdom in the past. You sat through a little bit waiting. Here we are. There are 3 or 4 languages in the 4 states of the FSM. So it's always interesting that when we speak in Congress or with each other, it's in English.
Wow, I can't imagine how challenging that's got to be too, because I've seen some of the things like, somebody's thinking about maybe breaking away and being their own thing too, which, that divide and conquer thing that you're talking about, I'm thinking the same thing, like how much stronger you guys got to be together when you represent each other as, the FSM. And me being completely unfamiliar with all the intricacies about all that stuff too. But it's it's great to have you here and to share a little bit. I'm trying to cram a lot into that conversation. I don't get this. Gloria Hunter, by the way, is here. She says, thank you, Senator Maffel, for educating them about betel nuts. They do have the kabui fruit here on Saipan. How about that?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Gina Nebetinen, she says, thank you, Senator Maffel, as well. There's a bunch of folks who are coming in to say hi and then laugh at me chewing, for sure. Someone saying Travis at Last Shot should come up with a betel nut cocktail. That's pretty great. And, just a lot of people getting in there. He said, talk about Papulu and Brad's going to get high and get power off of that chew and all that stuff. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you here. I would,
thank you.
If we had more time, not this morning, but maybe another time, come in and just talk about some of that stuff because it is fascinating.
Sure.
I mean, this would be a great back studio program right
sure.
there.
I don't know if I have the.
How long are you here?
I'm here until Saturday morning, and then I go to Guam, and I'm hoping to be. Unfortunately, Guam, I think it's FSM Independence Day. They're doing a thing, I think, at the Tumon Ipao area. Yeah. But I want to meet with the constituents there, and give them a chance to ask me questions.
Yeah.
On some of the things, you're already a senator. Why are you going? You stay where you are. The people are saying that you're doing a great job here. Why go there? I said, well, I can do a great job there too, for all of us. But yeah, so
and you'll be in Tinian tomorrow.
I'm going to Tinian. I want to see. It's my. I would be negligent if I'm here and I don't go see what the project looks like there because we're going to have that happening in Yap, a divert plus the dock. Airfield and dock.
Do you guys, between the islands of FSM, do you have like a smaller airline that can connect you guys, or is it just like United that gets you from place to place?
When they say thank you for choosing United, I think they make a joke about that with Yap because we don't have a choice.
Right.
The other island states sometimes get Air Nauru and Air Nigini. We just have United.
Wow.
Well, there you go. We talk about that off camera. All right. Senator.
Thank you.
Floor leader. It's so great to have you guys. Really appreciate it. We've got stuff that we're going to chase after, but when we go off air, we'll talk to you guys a little bit, see if there's a way to learn more. But really appreciate it. This was great.
This is great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Can I just say thank you to our brothers and sisters from the Blue Continent, RMI, Pohnpei, Chuuk, Yap, Guam, of course, the hosting state of CNMI. We had Kiribati attend, so we've got representatives from Kiribati here also. Did I say Chuuk? I think there's 7. But I just want to take this time, Brad, to just express my sincerest gratitude to all of them coming out and participating in the 42nd Association of Pacific Island Legislators. This is the only time in the year, every year, that we get to talk about the issues that greatly affect our Blue Continent. So, on behalf of the people of the CNMI, the governor, lieutenant governor, and of course the 24th House of Representatives, Undongkaluna Sedusmasi Giliso and Salamat Po and all these wonderful words of gratitude. Thank you so much for coming out, spending your money in the Commonwealth because we need it. So thanks, guys. And I'm going to give the floor to you for your any last words. And thanks again, Brad, for allowing us.
Kumagara, Marissa, and thank you. This is great. I'm glad we were hashing this. We should do a podcast. Oh, I didn't know you had a podcast. But I'm really happy we came. I think this is great. And sure, hopefully we can work something else out. And do my Yapese. I saw some of those names sound like they're Yapese names. Kamagaro Masiro. Thank you.
You want to say anything else in Yapese to your constituents?
Well, I'm hoping
Let them
to
know
meet,
tomorrow in Guam.
Oh, right.
We need to do that.
Tomorrow, some of the Yapese here are arranging for whoever's listening a meet at
Carolinian Ut.
Carolinian Ut at I believe around 6.
Okay.
6 p.m. So if you're around and you have questions, please come by. I've asked our speaker who's on island with me, Speaker Rafir Larwon, and the chairman for Finance, Pius Telemesi, and chairman for Government Health and Welfare, Victor Bamog. If they want to come, they can, but I just don't want people to get the impression that they're there to support me. They're just there as your leaders from the state of Yap. So come by and visit with them and have questions for them.
Nice.
But yeah, tomorrow it's 5:30 to 6. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm hoping when I go to Guam on Saturday that I can do the same thing with the other Yappies there. Hopefully, if they have questions, they can talk before I go back home to Yap.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you luck on the campaign trail, and I'm glad that you're here to visit your constituents. So, Saipan and Guam tomorrow at the Carolinian Ut between 5:30, 6 o'clock. Ipoh Beach Saturday. What time?
I'm not sure. I'll have to talk with my cousin was the
Okay.
one arranging with the Yappies Association there. I'm not sure, but they have some kind of thing at one of those at Ipoh.
Well, thank you again, sir, Senator, for coming out. Please let us know what you found in Tinian. And
Maybe
that's
you can hook us up with some beef.
maybe Senator Jude, if you're listening, he can get an ice chest full of beef. I would be more than happy to even take the bone for some bone marrow. Anyway, but thanks so much, Brad. Again, thank you for having us. We really, really appreciate this.
Thank you, Si Jusmasi. Kamagar. Is that okay?
Yes.
Is that all right?
Kamagar. Yes.
All right.
Very good.
I just looked it up. And I took a stab with the pronunciation. I was hoping.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. What a great opportunity it was to have you on the show today. And now that we know you, I got your contact information. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah.
And by the way, because we do this live every day. If you're in Yap, we can even do a video call, like a WhatsApp.
All right.
So we have
you
on
have
the
my
show.
WhatsApp stuff on the back of that card.
All right, that's great. Oh, let me flip it over. Boom. Oh yeah, there we go with the QR code and everything. I love it. So, so we could do all that kind of stuff from afar. So
no problem.
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Brad.
All right,
Appreciate
and I
it.
want to say thanks to all of you guys for joining us today. We have some stuff that. Oh, now you're looking at two of me. Isn't that even better? There we go. All right, there we go. One for each eye. Now it's just me. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up today. Thanks so much for joining us. We're gonna do a little bit more of digging on that video stuff that we ended up getting. We're gonna be out and about today. And we're going to bring you all the news that we can. Don't forget to check us out at nminewsservice.com. Yeah, the big website that we're all excited about, where you can find all the stories that are happening in your world. And thank you for trusting us with the information that you've got. If you send stuff to us, you want us to check it out, or you want us to inform people and not let them know that it's from you, that's exactly how it works. We have a great relationship with all the law enforcement folks, and we will not share your information. We will just do it. Of course, you've also got the Crime Stoppers folks that are out there. If you've got to report a crime, 234-7272. All right, folks, we are going to get you guys out of here today, but we are going to get out. We've got a hot date at 9:30. No, it's not that exciting, but it goes on to tracking this news story for you. So we'll be back with more tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas, come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the ocean's call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, those kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas, let's start the day.